1. Uncovering a 70-million-year-old dinosaur fossil in Denver. 2. Rare dinosaur fossil discovered under Denver Museum parking lot. 3. Massive dinosaur fossil found under museum parking lot. Science discovery. 4. Rare discovery. 67-million-year-old dinosaur bone uncovered under museum parking lot. 5. Dino Museum makes find deep under own parking lot. 1. Uncovering a 70-million-year-old dinosaur fossil in Denver. Imagine uncovering a piece of Earth's distant history right beneath your feet. This is exactly what happened at a museum in Denver, where an almost 70-million-year-old fossil was unexpectedly discovered beneath the parking lot during an unrelated drilling project. But here's where it gets controversial. How can such a significant find happen by accident, and what does it really tell us about the ancient world hidden just below our modern-day surroundings? In a remarkable turn of events, the Denver Museum of Nature and Science announced that a fossil, believed to be a partial vertebra from a herbivorous dinosaur, was revealed during their recent drilling efforts. Patrick O'Connor, who serves as the Director of Earth and Space Sciences at the museum, described the find as potentially the most unusual dinosaur discovery he has ever been involved with. Back in January, the museum embarked on a geothermal testing project, aiming to assess whether switching from natural gas to renewable geothermal energy could be feasible beneath the city. As part of this ongoing effort, they drilled deep into the ground, and during this process, they stumbled upon this extraordinary relic. The fossil, now displayed in the Discovering Teen Rex exhibit, was found in a core sample taken from beneath the city's surface. According to the museum's official statement, the scientific core drilling was initially intended to understand the geology of the Denver Basin better. However, it serendipitously led to the discovery of an almost 70-million-year-old dinosaur bone, an insight that was completely unanticipated. James Hagedorn, the museum's curator of geology, explained that the vertebra could potentially be part of a much larger fossil lying over 700 feet below the ground level, the depth at which the core was extracted. This raises an intriguing question: could the layers of Earth beneath Denver contain even more ancient treasures? The answer might be yes, but due to the immense depth and the limitations of current technology, we may never fully uncover the extent of what lies beneath. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, said Bob Reynolds, a veteran Earth Sciences research associate at the museum, emphasizing the rarity of studying such deep geologic layers with such precision. Finding this fossil in City Park, right here in Denver, feels almost magical. So, where exactly was this fossil found? It was located about 763 feet underground near the city's largest park, City Park, which also houses the Denver Zoo. The fossil was discovered within a segment of the core sample collected during drilling, an entire core stretching nearly 1,000 feet, composed of various earth layers and mineral deposits. According to experts, this is not only the deepest but also the oldest dinosaur fossil ever unearthed within Denver's city limits. Regarding what kind of dinosaur it belonged to, the museum estimates it was a plant-eating, bipedal dinosaur similar to a Thescelosaurus, a small, spear-shaped dinosaur from the late Cretaceous period. Such dinosaurs, whose remains have been found across Canada and the US, were typically about as tall as the average person, roughly 10 to 12 feet long, and would have looked quite agile. Dating the bones places them around 67.5 million years ago, just before the mass extinction that wiped out the dinosaurs. Hagedorn remarked that this fossil provides a rare glimpse into the ecosystem that thrived beneath modern Denver long before human civilization transformed the landscape. The dinosaur in question falls into a category known as small ornithopods, bipedal herbivores characterized by having only 3 functional toes, a detail that helps paleontologists understand their movement and behavior. This discovery has added a significant piece to our understanding of prehistoric life in North America. This story continues to evolve as new information emerges, highlighting both the surprises that deep Earth exploration can hold and the ongoing mysteries of Earth's ancient past. So, what do you think? Could these layers beneath cities like Denver be hiding even more incredible fossils? And how might discoveries like this reshape our understanding of the dinosaurs' final days? Share your thoughts in the comments. Are we just scratching the surface, or is this truly a once-in-a-lifetime find? 2. Rare dinosaur fossil discovered under Denver Museum parking lot. Imagine uncovering a 70-million-year-old dinosaur fossil, not in some remote desert, but right under your workplace parking lot. That's exactly what happened at the Denver Museum of Nature and Science during a routine geothermal drilling project. But here's where it gets controversial. Could reckless urban development be destroying countless prehistoric treasures beneath our feet without us ever knowing? In early 2025, while drilling 763 feet below their City Park parking lot to explore geothermal energy alternatives to natural gas, museum staff hit the paleontological jackpot, a partial dinosaur vertebra from the late Cretaceous period, roughly 67.5 million years old. This wasn't just any fossil, it's now the deepest and oldest dinosaur remnant ever discovered within Denver's city limits. Dr. James Hagedorn, the museum's geology curator, captured the absurd odds of this discovery perfectly, finding it was like winning the lottery and getting struck by lightning on the same day. Identified as a vertebral centrum from a plant-eating dinosaur, likely similar to a Thescelosaurus or Edmontosaurus, this fossil offers a rare snapshot of Colorado's ecosystem moments before the asteroid-triggered mass extinction wiped out the dinosaurs. Dr. Bob Reynolds, a 35-year museum veteran, called the City Park discovery nothing short of magical, especially given how the bone was found in a narrow drill core, a scenario scientists describe in Rocky Mountain Geology Journal as remarkable for yielding any fossil at all. This tiny bone fragment now sits proudly in the museum's Discovering Teen Rex exhibit. The fossil originated from the Denver Formation, D1 sequence, a rock layer notorious for preserving prehistoric life. While Triceratops and Torosaurus fossils are relatively common here, plant-eating ornithopods like this recent find remain exceptionally scarce, making the discovery even more significant. But this leads to a provocative question. With construction crews having previously uncovered fossils at Denver International Airport and Coase Field, inspiring the Rockies' Triceratops mascot, Dinger, are we prioritizing urban expansion over scientific exploration? Dr. Hagedorn openly speculates that way more dinosaurs are beneath the museum, and probably other buildings in Colorado too, just waiting to be discovered. Historical context adds weight to this theory. Over a century ago, geologist Arthur Lakes hauled wheelbarrows full of bones from the Front Range, including Colorado's first documented T-Rex tooth and dinosaur footprints. Today's find underscores that the Denver Basin remains wildly fossil-rich, yet most urban projects proceed without archaeological surveys. So let's hear your take. Should cities mandate paleontological reviews before breaking ground on new developments, or does the rarity of such finds make these precautions impractical? Share your perspective below. 3. Massive dinosaur fossil found under museum parking lot. Science discovery. A remarkable discovery beneath our feet. The Denver Museum of Nature and Science has embarked on extensive fossil hunting expeditions, sending researchers as far as North Dakota and even Antarctica in pursuit of ancient relics to study and showcase. However, they recently made a groundbreaking discovery right in their own parking lot. In January, while drilling test holes for a geothermal energy initiative, the museum announced that they stumbled upon fossilized dinosaur bones. The scientists were aware that they would be drilling nearly 1,000 feet into ancient rock, dating back over 65 million years to the late Cretaceous period, and they seized the chance to collect rock samples for further examination. Among the rocks they unearthed, one stood out due to its unusual characteristics. It was pale, spongy, and brittle, roughly the size of a small soup can. This peculiar find piqued the interest of researcher Bob Reynolds, who promptly reached out to his colleagues. "Bob called me and said, 'I think we found a dinosaur,'" recounted James Hagedorn, the museum's geology curator. Upon investigation, researchers confirmed that they had uncovered several vertebrate fragments from a herbivorous dinosaur, although the specific species remains unidentified. These bones were located 763 feet beneath the Denver Museum of Nature and Science, making them approximately 67.5 million years old, the oldest and deepest dinosaur fossil ever found within the city limits, according to the museum. "My jaw dropped," Hagedorn expressed. "My eyes were as wide as saucers." Denver has a rich history as a hotspot for paleontological discoveries. Numerous construction projects throughout the city have revealed fossils, including dinosaur bones found during the construction of Coas Field, home to the Colorado Rockies and their Triceratops mascot. However, the Denver Museum of Nature and Science had never considered exploring 700 feet beneath its own property until this January, when, with funding from a state grant, workers drilled deep into the foundation to evaluate the potential for a geothermal energy system. It was an incredible stroke of luck that the narrow cylindrical section of land, about 2.5 inches in diameter and extending roughly 1,000 feet deep, that the museum chose to sample contained a fossil, as noted by Hagedorn. Museum staff meticulously reassembled the fossil fragments to verify their findings. Reynolds was 100% certain the moment he laid eyes on it, Hagedorn stated. However, the museum opted to wait until July to announce the discovery, allowing time for a peer-reviewed paper by Hagedorn, Reynolds, and their colleagues to be published. The researchers described the fossil's shape as resembling a stack of poker chips or a hamburger, indicating it was a series of vertebrae. The bones found were sufficient to classify the dinosaur as an ornithopod, a group of medium-sized herbivores, but the exact species remains elusive. This ornithopod roamed what is now Denver tens of millions of years ago, during a time when the area was a lush tropical forest, with the Rocky Mountains just beginning to rise. Its potential predators included the formidable Tyrannosaurus rex, which existed during the same era. Alongside the dinosaur bones, fossilized remnants of prehistoric plants were discovered, possibly representing the trees it sheltered under or even its last meal. Hagedorn and Reynolds' research suggests that other drilling projects throughout Denver and its neighboring areas may have intersected with dinosaur fossils, but rock samples are seldom preserved and analyzed. This type of discovery serves as a crucial reminder for local communities that scientific exploration is literally taking place beneath their feet, the study emphasizes. The ornithopod bones are currently showcased on the first floor of the museum, featured in a larger dinosaur exhibit that also includes another remarkable find, a teenage T-Rex fossil discovered by a family from North Dakota in 2022. Fossils are frequently found only in fragments, yet there remains an intriguing possibility that more of Denver's oldest dinosaur could still be hidden deep beneath the museum. Is it worth the effort to search for it? I think the museum would collapse if we dug a hole that large, Hagedorn humorously remarked. 4. Rare discovery. 67-million-year-old dinosaur bone uncovered under museum parking lot. What if one of the most extraordinary dinosaur discoveries in modern history was hiding beneath a parking lot? The Denver Museum of Nature and Science recently stumbled upon a 67.5-million-year-old secret buried 750 feet below its own asphalt, a revelation that's rewriting the rules of paleontological luck. But here's where it gets wild. This groundbreaking find wasn't made in some remote dig site, but during routine geothermal system planning. While testing underground heating potential using a narrow 5-centimeter borehole, researchers hit what curator James Hagedorn calls the paleontology jackpot, a fossilized vertebra from a plant-eating dinosaur that roamed Colorado's swampy landscapes during the Cretaceous period's final chapter. To put this in perspective, discovering fossils through such tiny core samples is rarer than finding a specific grain of sand on a beach. Only 2 comparable discoveries exist worldwide using this method. But here's the twist sparking debate among scientists. While Hagedorn compares the find to scoring a hole-in-one from the moon, some experts like New Mexico's Thomas Williamson argue such isolated fragments offer limited scientific value. So we're asking you, does every fossil discovery deserve celebration, or should we prioritize more complete specimens? Sound off in the comments. The museum now faces an ironic dilemma: the full skeleton likely lies beneath their parking lot. I'd love to dig up 763 feet of asphalt, Hagedorn admits, but our visitors need somewhere to park. The fossilized bone, displayed alongside plant remnants from its ancient ecosystem, suggests this small dinosaur lived among lush vegetation shortly before the asteroid impact that ended the dinosaur era. Here's what most visitors miss: this discovery rewrites Denver's prehistoric resume. Vertebrate paleontology curator Patrick O'Connor confirms it's potentially the city's deepest and oldest fossil find. Yet it raises tantalizing questions. Could other urban areas hide similar treasures? The plot thickens when considering England's recent Dinosaur Highway discovery, 166-million year old tracks found beneath a working quarry. So we leave you with this: in an age where we've mapped Mars' surface, does Earth still hold game-changing fossils in plain sight? And should museums start digging up their parking lots? Share your thoughts below, because sometimes the greatest stories aren't just in the exhibits, but beneath our feet. 5. Dino Museum makes find deep under own parking lot. Imagine stumbling upon a piece of history that's been hidden for over 67 million years, right beneath your feet. This is exactly what happened at the Denver Museum of Nature and Science, where a team of researchers made a groundbreaking discovery in the most unlikely of places, their own parking lot. But here's where it gets fascinating: this find wasn't just any ordinary fossil, but a rare dinosaur bone that's left the scientific community abuzz. As it turns out, the museum had been drilling a hole over 750 feet deep to explore the potential for geothermal heating, but what they uncovered was something entirely unexpected. Their bore hole, which was only a couple of inches wide, managed to hit a fossilized bone that's been estimated to be around 67.5 million years old. To put that into perspective, this was a time when dinosaurs roamed the Earth, and the odds of finding such a fossil in a core sample are incredibly small. In fact, James Hagedorn, the museum's curator of geology, likened it to hitting a hole in one from the moon or winning the Willy Wonka factory. It's a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. But what's even more remarkable is that this find is only the third of its kind in the world, and the first to be discovered on the grounds of a dinosaur museum. The fossil is believed to be a vertebra from a small, plant-eating dinosaur that lived during the late Cretaceous period. And this is the part that's really cool: the fossil was found alongside fossilized vegetation, which suggests that this dinosaur was living in a swampy environment that was heavily vegetated at the time. According to Patrick O'Connor, curator of vertebrate paleontology at the Denver Museum of Nature and Science, this discovery provides a unique glimpse into the lives of these prehistoric creatures. But here's where it gets controversial: not all experts are equally excited about the find. Thomas Williamson, curator of paleontology at the New Mexico Museum of Natural History and Science, noted that while the discovery is surprising, it's not particularly scientifically exciting. However, others, like Aaron LeCount, director of education programs at the Dinosaur Ridge track site, are thrilled about the discovery, calling it absolutely legit and very cool. LeCount even suggested that the fossil might be from a duck-billed dinosaur or the Celosaurus, a smaller but similar species. The fossil is now on display at the Denver Museum of Nature and Science, but don't expect any further excavations in the parking lot. As Hagedorn joked, they need the parking spaces. And this is the part that leaves us wondering: what other secrets might be hidden beneath our feet, waiting to be uncovered? As we continue to explore and learn more about our planet's history, we're reminded that even the most unexpected discoveries can lead to a deeper understanding of our world and its many mysteries. So, what do you think? Is this discovery as exciting as we think it is, or is it just a minor blip on the radar of scientific discoveries? Let us know in the comments.